I asked God one question that had been haunting me for years. Can my dead loved one still hear me? I didn't expect an answer. I just wanted peace, but what happened next, what I saw and felt, broke me completely. Most people spend their entire lives wondering what happens after death. If the people they lost can still see them cry, if their whispers in the dark still reach beyond the grave. I thought I knew how heaven worked. But that night God showed me something that shattered everything I believed about death, love, and eternity. I'm not the kind of person who sees visions. I don't chase after the supernatural or talk about encounters with God. I was raised to believe in politics, reason, and facts. I used to think spirituality was something emotional people invented to comfort themselves. But this wasn't emotion, it was real. It happened to me when I least expected it. And it changed how I see life, death, and the invisible connection that never truly breaks. It happened one quiet evening. The house was silent, except for the hum of the refrigerator and the soft ticking of the clock. I'd just come back from visiting the cemetery, where I left flowers on the grave of someone I loved more than life itself. That night, I sat in the living room staring at an old photo. Her smile was frozen in time, untouched by pain or age. And I whispered, "Do you still hear me? Do you know I miss you?" The air felt strange, heavier, like the world was holding its breath. The lamp flickered, once, twice, and then it stopped completely. Silence swallowed the room, so deep I could hear my heartbeat. That's when I knew I wasn't alone. At first, I thought it was my imagination. A faint glow began to shimmer in the corner of the room, soft, golden, like moonlight caught in water. It grew brighter, filling the air until it felt alive. The walls seemed to dissolve into something endless, and I could feel, not see, but feel a presence standing before me. A peace so deep it made me tremble. I couldn't move. I couldn't speak. But inside I knew this wasn't darkness. This was holy. I whispered again, barely breathing, "God, is that you?" And somehow, without words, I felt the answer. Yes. For years I carried one question like a weight around my neck. When we lose someone, where do they go? Can they see us crying? Do they know when we whisper their names? Or are they gone, completely gone, never hearing, never seeing, never near again? I'd prayed before, but that night was different. The grief had eaten into my soul until I couldn't fake being strong anymore. So I asked him through tears, "Can my loved one hear me when I talk to her? Or am I just speaking to empty air?" I expected silence, or maybe a feeling of comfort I could explain away. But what came next wasn't what I expected. It wasn't words, it was a knowing. Like light pouring straight into my soul, bypassing thought and language. Suddenly I felt warmth, gentle, infinite warmth, surrounding me. It wasn't just God's presence, it was hers too. It was like two rivers meeting, her love and God's love flowing as one, wrapping around me in peace. Not sadness, not memory, but connection. Then I heard, not with my ears, but inside, something that sounded like a whisper, wrapped in light. "I'm not gone, love doesn't die." And I broke. I cried harder than I ever had before, but for the first time they weren't tears of loss. They were tears of realization. God showed me something that night that shattered my understanding of life and death. He showed me that love is not bound by flesh or time, that death doesn't sever connection, it only removes the noise that blinds us from seeing what's still here. He showed me that the bond we share with those we love isn't chemical or emotional, it's spiritual. It's energy, and energy doesn't vanish, it transforms. I'd been living by the wrong equation, thinking death equals separation. But heaven whispered a different truth. Separation is an illusion. Love never leaves. It changes form, but it never ends. In that moment, every wall I built to protect myself from grief collapsed. The fear of loss, the guilt of not saying enough, the agony of missing her voice, all of it melted in the light of that truth. I felt peace spread through my chest like sunlight rising over water. My breath slowed. My heartbeat steadied. It was as if God himself placed his hand on my shoulder and said, "She hears you," not with human ears, but with the essence of love that connects all creation. And then the strangest thing happened. The photo frame on the table tilted gently, as if touched by an unseen hand. And the lamp that had gone dark flickered back to life. That's when I realized the universe isn't divided between the living and the dead. It's a single fabric woven with threads of consciousness. What we call death isn't the end, it's a shift, a transition from one frequency to another, invisible to our eyes, but not to our hearts. When you cry, heaven feels it. When you whisper their name, your soul resonates, and that vibration reaches them. That's why we feel sudden warmth, random comfort, or peaceful dreams. Those are echoes of love traveling between dimensions. God made love to be eternal because love is his language. And when two souls truly loved each other on earth, their connection doesn't end, it expands into eternity. Since that night, I've stopped speaking to her picture with doubt. Now I speak with faith. I tell her when I miss her. I tell her when I'm grateful. And sometimes I feel her presence near me, a calmness, a whisper, a scent of her favorite perfume. I used to chase signs. Now I realize I am the sign, because the love we shared still breathes through me, through every act of kindness, every moment of compassion. That's how I stay connected, not by mourning what I lost, but by living the love that remains. Heaven isn't a place far away. It's a dimension of love that overlaps our world, just invisible to the physical eye. Hell isn't fire, it's forgetting love exists. It's living as if connection died with the body. But the truth is that every heartbeat, every prayer, every tear reaches across eternity. And when you love someone deeply, that love becomes eternal energy, recorded in the soul of the universe itself. So no, they're not gone. They hear you in ways you can't imagine, because the soul never loses its language. It's love. I asked God, can my loved one still hear me? And he showed me that love doesn't fade into silence. It echoes through eternity. That every whisper spoken in faith reaches the heart it was meant for. That death is not the end, but a veil. And one day, when that veil is lifted, we'll see how near they always were. I learned that I was never speaking into emptiness. I was speaking into love. And love always answers. If you've lost someone, if you've ever looked at their photo and wondered if they can still hear, you don't stop talking. Love doesn't need permission. It just flows. Maybe the words you whisper tonight will reach a soul who's been waiting to let you know they never left. If this message touched your heart, share it. Someone out there is crying for the same answer I did. And maybe tonight, through your share, God will whisper to them too. Because the love we give never dies, it just goes home.